Hi, my name's Noah,
And I'm Caitlin.
and this is our Wakelet video. So, in order to get started on Wakelet, you have to go to wakelet.com. It's going to ask you to go ahead and sign up. You got to use your email address to sign up. And then once you get in, you're going to click on collections, create a new collection, and then this is you're in there. You're going to click share, and then you're going to go ahead and either send your collaborator the link, or you can use their email address right here, and Wakelet will send them the link for you. Now we're going to go ahead and share with you our own Wakelet that we made. So the first resource that we added to our project was iExcel. This is a resource that provides practice in math subjects and areas and also interactive questions in English. The next resource we added was an Explore Smithsonian website. This gives students and teachers access to the full resources of the Smithsonian. It has interactive games, videos from everything from warriors to different art paintings.
All right, this is an article titled Five Strategies to Improve Students' Listening Skills. This is for both middle and high school students. Um, this is just some resources and some tips and tricks for teachers to just motivate their students to listen. The next article is Exploring Before Explaining Sparks Learning. This is for more elementary kids. This is just talks about how teachers can work on just engaging the students in exploring the topic before they dive into it in a lesson. A lot of students don't necessarily like to sit there and listen, so this can be super beneficial for those students.
The next resource we added was quizzes.com. This is kind of like Kahoot, but it gives teachers better access to the results of the quizzes. Teachers can use this to give formative assessments in a fun way and to check if for student understanding.
Here's another article by Ed Week. This is just three different ways that teachers can make learning relevant to the students. It's super important to get student engagement in the classroom, and this is just some resources to be able to do that. The next is 19 ways to use Chat GPT in your classroom. This is an AI tool. A lot of teachers don't really know much about AI yet, and this just talks about how you can use it in your classroom.
The next article that, or the next website that we added is Illuminations. This is a whole bunch of different resources from lesson plans to activities to games and activities and resources for teachers. It is created by the National Council for Teachers in Mathematics. So it's all about math and has different activities according to different standards and grade levels.
Here's another article by Edweek. It's how to get and keep your students engaged. Like we said earlier, it's super important to keep your students motivated in the classroom because they will learn better and just get the most out of the lesson. The next is 4 tips for reading success, how to combine screens and printed text. My major is actually communication disorders, and a big part of that is helping students be able to read because that builds upon just speech and language and communication skills. And as we move throughout time, screens are becoming a huge thing in not only the classroom, but also at home. And this just talks about how we can incorporate that with printed text as well. Here's a video that talks about how to just work with different students that learn differently and how to do that in a big classroom setting because it can be hard to do that and just make different learning skills available to those students that learn differently than the others.
The next resource we have here is slidesgo.com. It's a bunch of free Google Slides themes and templates for teachers rather than just like the normal basic, like 5 options that you see in PowerPoint. This website offers free and curriculum specific um, template options to help you make your PowerPoints more enjoyable and engaging.
Here's another video that is actually research backed. It's just strategies for better classroom management and some common mistakes that are made. Classroom management goes along with student engagement, and just here are some tips and tricks on how to do that to the best of your ability. Here's another video about student motivation and why autonomy matters, and it just talks about how we can get that student motivation again in order for the students to learn the best in the classroom. Here's another article about reading and the importance of teaching reading in the classroom. It offers a bunch of tips on how elementary students can help with reading and just build upon those prior skills and how to make them better readers, obviously. Here's a website from speechandlanguagekids.org. This is just some free speech therapy activities. There's games, worksheets, templates for lessons, and a bunch of different resources.
The next one we have is a video on the importance of body language. As teachers, we're up in front of the classroom a lot. And so your body language can determine how students see you and how they talk to you, how they respond to you, and if they're willing to come ask for help. So there's some tips on how to be respected and also how to communicate like openness to questions through your body language.
This website is actually the Discovery Channel's own education website. Yeah. And this site just gives exciting visuals and activities to help teachers create exciting content. And it has a bunch of time saving tools to help with those.
The next video is a video on how to help parents and teachers better communicate with their children. It talks about like the importance of narrating what your child is doing, especially for those students who have developed like speech late. It's really important, like as you're putting on their shoes, like we're putting on their shoes rather than just like doing stuff for them and not like telling them what you're doing. The next website that we have was from Iowa State University. It's about Bloom's taxonomy, which goes over how to create objectives that are specific and targeted and that help teachers guide students towards better understanding.
Teachers can use Wakelet for their future classrooms. Is just it's kind of a catch-all for all resources that they find across, their research and everything. You can create different collections that go along with different areas, different subjects, different topics. You can have one for all of your resources that have like activities and quizzes, for example, in IXL. And you can go back to it later. If you're doing research and you find a bunch of stuff, you can just put it in here and then look at it later. So it's super handy for teachers, and I think it will really benefit our future classrooms.